Assalamu alaikum. Hello, my name is Halima Hajat. I am a holistic health consultant and I am here today on the Health Podcast brought to you by UCTV, powered by Audley Late Night Pharmacy. And in today's episode, I want to highlight how important it is that you seek help. You seek help, you find someone you can talk to, and you create a sense of communication with someone to help you through the challenges that you are facing, whether it's going to be in your life or in your health. Okay? And just something that actually I was thinking about a lot today. I was speaking to a client, and this client came to me because she was suffering from a lot of problems in her stomach, a lot of problems in her gut, and so she was struggling with pain, right? There was a lot of discomfort and it's been on and off for quite a few years. And when I was talking to her, she said that the first time she had it was during her pregnancy. And it was at that time that she was getting a lot of comments and judgments from people around her that was making comments like, she wasn't doing enough and, just making her feel like she was being a bad mother, right? And it realized that even after all of this time, these feelings were still in her mind, it was still there. And it was so raw as well when she was talking about it. I remember, they kept saying this or they kept saying that. And it just makes you think that there's so much that we have bottled inside of us, right? Even if it's the littlest comment, we sometimes keep it inside of us and it stays there and it stays there and it festers and it festers. And over time, what it can do is actually cause a lot of harm to yourself, right, to your body. So in her case, she was experiencing a lot of really, really hardcore pain in her gut, right? And it's so much so that in order for it to actually alleviate, in order for it to go away, she literally threw up. She had to throw up, and that's when actually she'd feel a bit calmer, right? So that's how bad it got. And so you can see how these little things can stay in our mind, and then over time, what happens is, it starts to our body can't take it anymore, right? Because it affects your mind, it affects your heart, it affects your body, it affects everything, right? And so it's so important that you seek out help. It might be for, something in your life that you've gone through. It might be for your chronic illnesses, whatever. But the truth is, we are all human beings. And so we all go through difficulties and challenges and hurt and grief and anger and sadness and, all sorts of emotions. And so we need to have an outlet. We need a way to get it out of our system, right? And you need to find a way to do that. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You can do it by, trying to find a connection with someone and speaking with that someone, and having some real deep, raw conversations. If you're someone that likes writing, you can go ahead and have a journal and write everything out. And what that does is kind of just gets it out of your mind and out of your heart and out of your body and just gets it onto paper. And it's a form of outlet, right? Or you can just, say it out, sometimes I have a tendency just to talk to myself a little bit, just to get the things that are on my mind out, right? So you need to find a way to express what's going on inside and get it out of your system. Because if it doesn't come out, it stays in. And if it stays in, then it starts to sprout in your body and in your mind and in your heart, right? And it just corrupts you from the inside out, right? And then it then affects, the people around you as well, your family, your environment. And so just having that conversation today with that client, she's kind of said that, at the end of it, she was like, I feel so much relief already. Like, I feel so much relief already, you know, just from talking it out and just getting it out of my system. And I was like, yeah, of course, like, this is, we all need this. We are all human beings, so we all need to kind of get our internal stuff and get it out. You know, I was actually listening to a lecture earlier this week by a Hakim. And if you don't know what a Hakim is a very, it's a traditional medicine practitioner. And they work as the body as the whole, right? So they look at the ruh, they look at the mind, they look at your heart and your body, and they kind of try and, you work as everything holistically, right? And there is a lot of wisdom in the way that they work. And one of the things that he said in his lecture was that human beings, we are naturally built and designed in a way that we need connection. We need connection, we need communication, and that's how we survive and that's how we thrive. Right? It's really interesting. Like, you can have like someone with a huge mansion, or be really rich and have everything, but if he doesn't have a family, or if he doesn't have someone to share all of that with, right, he will still end up lonely and miserable and just feeling empty, right? And and you could have people, and you see it in different parts of the world, that you have people that have very, very little. They have very little when it comes to money and a home and things like that, but they have each other. And when they have each other, there's love, there's a sense of there's that fulfilling feeling, and things are easier, right? And so we are naturally wired in a way where we need connection. We need a way to have other people around us, to have, I guess in Urdu you can say have apne, have, our people. And so we all need these kind of circles in order to talk, in order to, have people there, etc. And so this is what you need to try and do, is try and create really deep connections with someone, right? If it's obviously within your family, that's great, but even if you can have someone like that outside of the family that you can speak to, it means you have an outlet that, if stuff that's going on in your life, you can actually just get it out of your system, right? And just be there to support one another. And especially throughout the pandemic, we've had this entire period of isolation where people have been separated from their loved ones, not really had the chance to talk to each other or see each other, and you could feel that disconnection happening within the family. Like, you can feel it, like it doesn't feel good. Right? But once, alhamdulillah, now that obviously we're getting out and about and everyone's kind of almost back to normal, and everyone's meeting each other, there's this kind of happiness, there's this excitement, your heart is kind of like glowing up now, right? Because you're able to actually have that connection with someone again. And so it's something that we really and truly need. Okay, so this is I just wanted to highlight how important this is, because there's a lot of you guys are suffering, number one, and number two, you are suffering on your own, and you don't need to do that. And I just want to put myself out there. I really want you to if you look below under this video, you will find an email of mine. If you just need someone to talk to or an outlet to get stuff out, I want you to go ahead and just email me and just, write whatever you need to write that you need to get out from your system, okay? And just use that, okay? So, and I'll try obviously do my best to reply, but this is kind of just, you're not alone. You're not alone, and there are people out there that are suffering as well, just like you. And so it's finding your upness, and it's finding those people that can actually just help you to get through whatever you're getting through. And when you have that, things will become so much easier overall. I know this was a short episode and it was a little bit different to what I usually post about, but I think it's a very important topic, because then once you get kind of a level of support, or you get an outlet to kind of get rid of stuff in your mind and in your body, you're able to think more clearly. And when you can think more clearly, it means you can actually be more proactive about your health. You can be more proactive in yourself. You can be more proactive in your deen. You can be more proactive in your in your lifestyle, in your family, whatever it might be. But you've actually emptied the gunk out of your head. It's a bit like having a bin and it's overflowing and really full with loads of stuff. And what you've done is you want to kind of empty that bin so you can actually have space to put new stuff inside, right? Because if you don't empty it, it's just going to overflow and pile and just make a huge mess, and it's going to be overwhelming and overloading. And so we want to empty all that rubbish out, and we want to clear the space, okay? And then, hopefully, inshallah, you'll start to see differences in how you can actually, work to improve yourself. Okay, so that is the end of this episode. I hope you got something out of this. It was quite very different, like I said, but I hope you benefited. Jazakallah for listening. My name is Halima Hajat. I am a holistic health consultant, and this the Health Podcast is brought to you by UCTV and is sponsored and powered by Audley Late Night Pharmacy. Thank you.